How's it going, everyone? My name's Paul. Welcome to my garage. This is part 2 of me trying to fix my dad's lawnmower. So at the end of part 1, I had taken everything apart and then I needed to buy some parts. And now the parts have come. So we're at part 2. I got a new dipstick tube, but I don't know, somehow I overlooked it. I assume that it came with the new O-ring on it. It does not. I guess I assume that because if you buy a new dipstick, it comes with the O-ring with it. So I just assumed that the dipstick tube would also have the O-ring on it. It did not. So I ended up finding a place across town, or a town over. So I spent about an hour out of my day going and buying one. I got some high temperature gasket material for the intake manifold gasket that crumbled. I got the Carb Rebuild kit, which is poured out into pieces over here. I got some carb cleaner, some brake clean, but I'm not using the brake clean on the carb. I know better than that. I've seen enough videos. But I did have one problem, which I'll explain, but then I found a solution to. So the first problem is, I look at the instructions for the Carb Rebuild kit. Step 1 says something about a Welch plug. Can't find it, don't know. Step 2, I see a picture for a idle mixture screw. There's no idle mixture screw on here. Then I kind of look at the pieces. I just don't know. So it's lots of pieces. I don't know where they all go. So we're just gonna open it up and find out. We'll toss the instructions to the side and try to figure this out. So I'm gonna open it up. I believe all I do is take that thing out, the bowl there, and then I should find similar looking pieces to those on the inside. I hope. I did watch a video on how to do this. I think the guy's name was Wild Bill on YouTube. Just shout him out. So I kind of know what I'm doing, although I've never done it. So that's pretty nice. So I just take that off. This is the jet, apparently. This guy seemed to know what he was talking about, so I'll just tell him what he told me. And then I see holes in it. This is not clogged up like his was. So that's nice. I can see right through it. You probably can't. The O-ring that was here came off. So I set it there. That's where I'm keeping all my parts. Okay, here's the bowl. I'm guessing this black stuff is the remnant of the old O-ring. And then this must be an old crusted up cork. Yeah. Old cork O-ring. I think that will replace it. Maybe it was black and then it just eventually just got so covered in stuff. Okay, so maybe not cork. Anyways, I've got a new one. Pour that out. Okay, yeah, this thing looks really clean, all considering. Like, it's really not gunked up at all other than there, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, the pin comes right out. If it's really gunky, you might need to hit it with something to get it started, poked out of there and pull it out. Here's the float, and then there's the needle, I guess, yeah. Okay, put that there, that there. Okay, now I'm glad I watched the video for this reason, because I would have never known what to do about these. So what you want to do, the throttle and the choke or whatever, I can't remember which one's which. Either way, doesn't matter. You want to turn it and you want to take your needle nose pliers and you just give it a yank on out of there. Great. It's nice and gunky. And then I can replace that. I'm gonna leave it on there for now though, just until I go to replace it, I know which one I need. That one wasn't nearly as bad. Okay. Pull that out of there, and there appears to be no little foam washer left. No surprise there. Alright. Okay, so in terms of this carburetor, that's pretty much all the moving pieces. So now I'm going to, especially, can you see in there? Probably not that well. It's kind of gunky and stuff. It's just all around dirty, so I'm gonna spray it down with a bunch of carb clean and clean it up. So here we go. Yeah. I always say, here we go. Okay, so I'm back. I got some fresh air and cleaned up the other pieces like the bowl here, the choke. I don't know if that's the choke or the throttle. One of those is one of them, something like that. I need those. I need this. Oh yeah. So there's a little inside here. It's hard to see. There's a little red thing, like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little drill bit here and just kind of thread it in there to pull that out, and then I'm going to just squeeze the new one in there. Hopefully I'm going to do this. Nope, not happening. Possibly a bigger bit at this point. Okay. Well, at this point, I'm not exactly sure what to do about that. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break and try to figure that out. Okay, so I just took a bigger bit and kind of ground it up and then used a toothpick to swirl it around until it came out. So let's put this new one in there. Not exactly sure what I'm going to push that down with, but Make sure it gets seated right. I mean, I guess I could use a drill bit just without, you know, twisting it. Or, oh, I could use the other end of it. That would work. Yeah, that was perfect. I'm gonna use a smaller one, make sure. Okay. Okay, so there's the first part back together. Now the next part, I guess we'll do these. This one, still a little sticky. I'm gonna take care of that real quick. That one's definitely not. Okay. It goes here. I believe like that. I think. Oh shoot, I forgot to put the little thing on there. This one had the biggest one. Okay, try this again. See, I don't, I think a little bit further than that. Like about there. That's where it went. Can I move it down? Yeah, I think that's about as good as it was. Okay, this one had the thinnest one. Or I would assume it was non-existent when I took it off. I remember it was up against there. I took that out, and then the numbers, yes, faced out. There we go. Too far. There we go. And opens and closes. That moves, just it moves more freely than it did. Okay. What next? That's one of the last ones. It's not going to stay in place until I put the rest of it on. Okay, that's the old pin. It's the old washer. I guess you can put the float on next. The new needle. It goes like so, I think. Let's look at the geometry. Triangle. I remember that. I know that shape. Okay, so that goes in here. If I can get it lined up. just like so. Okay, fresh washer on there. I didn't use either of these. I didn't use any springs. I didn't have one of those. I did have one of these, but I don't need it yet. I didn't use that. Oh, that must be that idle mixture screw. If I had one. I don't remember using a little thing there. So, I think I'm good. I'll put this in. Or does it go on, I guess? Yeah. So it probably goes on there first, and then this as well. Not exactly sure. Does it even need both? I don't think so. Sure doesn't seem like it. Okay, awesome. So, that was my first attempt trying to rebuild a carburetor, and I think it went okay. We'll see if it really went okay if, when I get everything else put back together, if it works or not. So, let's kind of put this all to the side. I won't need these gaskets or anything until later on in the process, basically the end of the process. So let's put these other pieces back in here, the ones that we didn't use, toss the pieces that we did, or the old pieces, and see what the next step is. Okay, so I've already cracked all the bolts loose just to make sure that I could, so I'm going to take them the rest of the way out and hope that I can take this whole part off and see what's underneath. So, here we go. Okay. I see it starting to come off a little bit. There it goes. All right. Okay, well, as you can see, that gasket that was It was there. There was a gasket there. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Can you see that pretty well? Let me clean up my hands just a tad. Okay. So after looking at parts online enough, I can tell you that this is the governor rod. This is the governor. This whole assembly, and it's a I don't remember what it's called exactly, but apparently somehow it splashes oil. That's what splashes the oil around. There is no oil pump or anything, or filter for that matter. Everything is, I guess, just kind of pools at the bottom, and this splashes stuff up more from the top. I guess that kind of helps. And then here's a thing. You can see the rod there. The piston rod. So the piston is in there. See the cylinder. Yeah. See if it turns. Yeah, I probably shouldn't move things too much, so that it doesn't get out of place, you know. It's for the best. Okay, so I guess now I'm gonna work on just getting this old gasket off of here. I'll do that off camera, because I did buy a new gasket for this. So get that figured out. I mean, it's just flaking apart. Try to do this without getting without getting too much in there. You know, more than I can clean up at least. So I'll take care of that and bring you all back around when I'm done and show you the results. So yeah, well, yeah. After hours of scraping, this is what we're left with. As you can see, it's pretty clean. I still need to clean out the inside. Yeah, I'll get to that, don't worry. I can't decide on the outside if I want to clean all this up. It's gonna, you know, that's just a lot of time. You can see over here, it's all cleaned up. You know, I need to clean up the outside of it still a little bit, but I got all of the caked on, crusty gasket off of there. So now I need to clean out the inside of it because there's lots of pieces from it in there. And I'm not sure when exactly I'm going to do that, but the next big step is to take off this valve cover here, clean up around here, see what's kind of going on, and then I think I will work on taking off the head here. Oh yeah, and then took off the spark plug. See if we can see how bad this is on camera. I don't know exactly what spark plugs are supposed to look like, but I don't think that's it. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit more and then we'll take off the valve cover there, so. Yeah. as I was moving this to get it ready to take this little cover off here, the crankshaft just fell out. So this job is becoming a bigger job than I thought. My dad was like, oh, it should be a simple project for you. And I thought, well, yeah, it should be a pretty simple project. I can take it as far as I want, but the more I do, the more keep realizing there's a lot more to do than I thought. Plus the other thing, kind of, you know, with the spark plug being so gunked up, and then this whole thing being black, it's not supposed to be all black like that. Like this is just, it's way worse than I thought it was. Like I didn't know, you know, what exactly he had done. He overfilled it, and it looks like he tried to run it quite a bit and spewed oil everywhere and caked this thing. So I'm doing a bigger job than I thought. One thing though I didn't notice as that fell out was how it went in. But I'm thinking there's this little thing in there with an arrow pointing up. It's kind of got like a flat and then a top. I'm thinking, shoot, it's kind of what that is. Can you see that? I think it's kind of like that. It's hard to tell where the camera's pointing. I think that's what that little shape is. In there. Can you see it? Yep. But it looks like the valves are right even anyways, so that's kind of the only way that that would go in. So I'm hoping that's the way that it's going to go in. And now we're going to take this little side cover off and see what's under there. I think it's the valve cover, so something. It's kind of nice though, I can clean this up better. On the inside there's all sorts of little gasket chips, pieces. So it's kind of nice, but it also sucks because now I'm gonna be spending even more money. But also I'm learning more, so cool. Ah, yikes. Let's not. I mean, okay, so there's only one there that's going to go back on. It's kind of nice to know. I guess we'll just go ahead and take it off. It already came off, so. Okay, let's turn this onto its side a little bit. Alright, well that came off nicely. The gasket is still... Hey, I can reuse that for sure. Good. Well, neat. You know, look at that in there. That's a spring and stuff. I kind of looked up a little something. Apparently you need a special tool for that. So the job gets more expensive all the time. I don't have the tool for that, so that's not going to happen right now. So yeah, that might be it for this video right now. And gonna go from there. I don't know. Should I just go ahead and take the head off? Yeah, Well, I mean, you saw it. You saw it, didn't you? Yeah, it just is in there. Okay, I guess this one's coming out too. Ooh, yeah, should probably keep. Okay. Keep track of which one's which. So, I'm gonna wipe these down and then mark them somehow. So, yeah, turn this off for now. Well, you get the point. I was kind of wondering how you got the little governor thing out of here. Wasn't quite sure. I don't know if this is the right way, but this is just what I'm doing. I just got a thin screwdriver that'll fit in between the body and this little washer, or not washer, clip thing. I don't know what you'd call it. And just slowly working it out until I can get it off of there. Alright, if you know a better way of removing one of these governor rods, you let me know down there in the comments, because that was a pain. Oh, and of course the washer. Don't forget your washer. I'm already in way over my head, so I figure I might as well go ahead and take the cylinder head off. I can't get the flywheel off because I don't have... If I had an impact driver or something, I could get that nut off of there. If I had thought about doing that before I took the motor off, that would have been great. I just don't have a way of holding it stable and cracking that nut loose. But with an impact driver, I'd be able to. So maybe I'll borrow one. Until then, I'm going to take this off. There's probably some spec to it on what order you're supposed to take them off. I just know you're not supposed to go in a circle. So I'm going to go like this. Yeah, something like that. And then we'll see what's underneath. Probably a whole lot of oil. So. Okay, let's see if we can get this off of here. See if I can get it off of here. Oh, there we go. Okay, I want to keep all these bolts in their place. Oh yeah, that's what I was worried about. I don't know what exactly it's supposed to look like on the inside, but I don't think that's it. That looks awful. I've seen a few videos. Eee. Yikes. Yeah. Glad I just went ahead and did this. And that is bad. I'll figure out the... Yeah, so this will be the end of this video. If you like it, go ahead and like and subscribe and share and do all that fun stuff. Stay tuned for part 3 when I figure out how to clean this up a little bit better and figure out how to get that flywheel off of there and all of that. So, you know, stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed. There we go. That came off nicely. Yikes. Alright. Yeah, and I'm going to need some more parts and stuff too, so... Oh my goodness. Yep. Hey, and if you know anything about motors like this and you look at that and you say, hey, that's too bad to fix, you let me know down there in the comments. Because if I'm wasting my time, it'd be nice to know. Alright, well, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one, folks.